Uh, Hello, welcome to this. Today, first let's see lambda. What is lambda, right? So usually we write functions in this way. So we'll have a define and we'll have a function name and we will have some parameters that are passed and we will return whatever the result that we are looking for, right? So this is a simple addition program I have taken and I will call this here. So with the define add a comma b is equal to I will add. For this function add, I'm going to pass some value 10 comma 20. So the output will be, is the simple output will be 30, 10 plus 20, it should be 30. Now to make sure that, so to prove that you know much coding, you have a lot of practice. So you can do this by using this lambda function. Lambda function is nothing but it's a single line logic. That's it. No need to define function the way we have done, right? Now, right, let's take a simple example. For add, I have written a function. For subtraction, I am going to use lambda. So let's take a sub variable is equal to, I'm going to use this lambda. So, and the syntax will be lambda. And what are the arguments that you are going to have? Either how many, it can be anything. So in the logic, whatever you are going to use, those you need to have. Here in our case, we will be having a comma b. So we are going to use a separator. So it will separate those arguments and here we will be having the logic a minus b. Okay, this is a simple thing. Now print the value of, will pass some values. Okay, 30 comma 10. I'm going to pass 30 comma 10 into this sub. Okay, now if I run this, see, I'm going to get 20. That is basically it is getting 30, 30 minus 10, it's returning that value, that is 10. The syntax is simple. Remember the syntax, you are going to have this what happened. So you're going to have this lambda. After that, you're going to pass these whatever the parameters you're going to have. Suppose if you have, let's take another example, square. Okay, square. So here you're going to have a lambda. This will be common. Here you're going to have the input or the argument that you're going to use x. Okay, such that what you are going to do with that x. I'm going to do x star x square. Okay. Now let's call this a square. In the same way we call the function print square. Okay. Print square. Here what we will pass for square, I will pass value to 2 to the 4. Now if I run this, see, I'm going to get the output 4. So just think guys, there is a lot of difference between these three lines and just writing these two lines, right? So when you do programs with this way, so interviewers will be really feel like you know something, right? So with in this way you can reduce the lines of code with the use of lambda. Again, lambda is comes with the type, okay? Whatever the square we have, right? If we print the type of square, it will be again function only. Okay, print type. What is the type of square? If you see here, the output will be the class. It belongs to function only. So this is about all about the lambda. Now let's discuss something about another important is another concept that will be very much useful. That is map. So map, what it will do. First, let me tell that. Let's take a iterable like list, right? We will be having a list, and you're going to apply a logic to each and every element of that list. Let's take a have a list. As again, I'm repeating. So in a list, I will be having a list, and I need to have an logic on each element of that list. So usually what we can do, let's take L1 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a list and I need to add 5 to each of this element. So what you will do, so you will take a L2, so you will keep an empty thing here. You will use a for loop for I in a range, length of L1. Okay, so length of L1. So L1 of L2 dot append. You are going to append. So L1 of I plus 5. If at all I want to add 5 to each of this element, I will use this for loop. And at last, if I print L2, the output will be, okay, the output will be, see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 is added to each and every element. So this is the one way of doing it. Now I don't want to use for loop. I have to do it in a different way. So that's where this map comes into picture. So I will have a logic. Okay, I will have a logic, and I'm going. That logic will be nothing but adding 5 to all the elements of this list, and then printing that. So for this, we can use the map. How map works? Map basically works. I will take a L3 here, variable L3, and a map is going to return iterables. Okay, basically it's going to return iterables. It's not going to return list. So in order to have it as in the form of list, we are going to use list in built one, and I'm going to have a map here, and here I am going to add. Let's take here. I'll be having. So here in this map, I'm going to use lambda x separator x, okay, x plus 5. Okay. So here this is the logic. Okay, lambda x, I mean each and every element from this list one, 2, it will take. For that one, it will add 5, it will become 6. Okay. And for 2, it will add 5, it will become 7. In that way, it will continue for all these elements in the L1. So x plus 5. Here we need to give what is that iterable that we are going to use. That iterable we are going to use is L1. Now see print if I print L3, if I'm going to print L3, let's comment this one, right? Let's comment this and let's see the result. What is the thing we are going to, what is it we are having? Okay. So here I have made a small thing, okay? A small mistake that I have kept this L1 inside this list thing. Here only I need to keep, okay? So you can see the right map is going to accept two arguments. That is nothing but the logic and the iterable that we are going to use. Now if I run, hopefully it should run, right? See, you can see here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Previously I used for loop. Just now I will put this line here. I'll put this line here. See, there's a lot of difference between these three lines and the above for loop. So in this way, map is going to help a lot, and we are going to write programs in a easy way. And map will make you a good program. If you know the map concept and how to use it, it will be often better. So in the same way, again, we have another function that is inbuilt function that is filter. So in the name only it's there, it's going to filter and based on some condition, it's going to filter some values. Okay. So what will be that condition that we need to look? So we learned lambda and we learned map and now we are going to learn function. So let's comment this and let's come to function now. Okay. So in the function, you see, uh, no, sorry, function, filter. Okay. In the filter, what it's going to is basically filter is going to repeat true or false. Okay. It will check a condition. If it is true, it is going to keep that value. If it is not true, if it is not matching that condition, it's not going to keep that. Okay. Now, how we can write? Let's take L1 equal to a list with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, interviewer will ask to print the even numbers. Only have a even numbers. I will take a L2 and I will have an empty list, and I'm going to use a for loop I in range. I will be having this the length of L1, and after this, I'm going to write a logic if L1 of high, that is L1 of high percentile by 2. Okay, percentile by 2 equal to modulo. Okay, we basically call it as modulo. 2 equal to 0. Then you are going to append that to L2. L2 dot append it to L1 of high. Okay, so what is this? K from where? L1 of I. Okay, for L2 you are going to append that value. If it is a even number, okay. If we are asked to write a program for finding the even numbers, right? Now if I print, the value will obviously will have this single list with the even numbers, right? In the list one we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the list two I'm going to have 2, 4, 6. Okay, I think it is messy. Again, I will run the same. See, 2, 4, 6. I hope it is visible. Now, now by using filter, how we can reduce the code, right? So let's comment this. Okay, let's comment these lines. Let's use the filter function. So in the filter, simple again, it's the iterable. Okay, it is also going to keep the output in the form of list. For that, let's take L2. L2 is equal to first list. I'm going to wrap the whatever the output that filter is going to give in a list. Okay, list. Inside list, I'm having filter. In the filter, I'm going to give the condition. What is that condition? Lambda. Okay, lambda. I'm going to take x such that so x modulo 2 equal to 0. Okay, comma. I'm going to give the iterable that is L1. Okay, this is a simple logic, right? So here what lambda, this is the logic I'm writing lambda. Here for this lambda, I am passing every value, right? I am passing this 2. Okay, 2 will be taken here. So 2 percentile by 2 equal to 0. So it will be there in this L2 list. And in the same way, it will check for 3. 3 percentile by 2 equal to 0. Condition will be false. So it's not going to, it will return false. So that value will be not there in the L2. So in this way, for 5 or 5, 6, it will do. And the finally we are going to have L1 as the final output. Okay. I mean L2. So L2 is where we are like L2 in L2 will be having only even numbers. See, 2, 4, 6. Now, just compare the lines of code that we have used before for the same program, right? So here, uh, the 3 lines I have completed this code. And of course, you might say that there is no lot of difference between these two, but something is there, some difference is obviously there. So that's where um, you'll be not in the pool of candidates. You'll be little bit different from all those candidates. So that's why these filter, lambda, map, enumerate, this kind of zip, this kind of functions, inbuilt functions will really help you to become a better programmer. I hope you got something from this. If you really found helpful, so keep share this with people whoever wants to learn these things, and keep watching and keep exploring new things that are happening around there. And if give a like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Till then, see you. Tada, bye bye. Take care.